It's one of the best scenes in the film.
That's one of the best scenes. I felt a stirring in my spirit.
So I think tonally, the film is a miss. That's another big issue I have with the writing, that she's going into this, like you said, with very much with a humorous point of view, kind of, like the tone is very humorous at times. And when you're considering that this is one of the most tragic love stories ever written, I don't know, I just don't see how that tone can ever work.
It also undermines what she tried to do with the first two movies of her as well, Promising Young Woman and Saltburn. Some people said that she still has an issue with the way she portrays class. Even in this one, I did feel it, where Hong Chau was portrayed as very villainous.
That's true.
When she was the one that was trying to whip her up into shape, to be honest. Like, come on, don't be mature about it. Although she did like some nasty stuff, but at the end of the day, it's like, oh wow, so she gets to pay for her consequences, not Cathy, who also lost her child because of her petulance.
That's true, even in Saltburn, it's always the lower classes which are portrayed as causing the destruction in a certain way.
There's no nuance to it, as there was with Parasite.
The Cathy portrayed in the book is very naive.
But how old is she in the book?
Naive, very young.
I mean, Margot Robbie is
young
stunning,
love.
but she is 35.
But the thing is, if they're going to act so petulantly, I don't see it make sense when you've got a 35-year-old face.
Oh no! Wait. No.
Now we're getting into judging women's looks.
No. But apart from that,
and being ageist as well. Eh?
Margot Robbie has always
Let's drive
had
off
a mature,
this problematic highway.
No, but just to conclude on this point, Margot Robbie has always had like a mature look. You remember when she portrayed Wolf of Wall Street? She's always had.
And the way she's made up in this film is like she's Grace Kelly. Like, they make her out to look like
even the hairdo's Grace Kelly, through and through.
I mean, it's not like they stripped her of her makeup and made her look super, like, natural, you know what I mean? She looks like a movie star, like, full on.
It's kind of like the old Hollywood casting in a certain way.
Yes.
It's like the 50s, 40s casting where you always had to have the two big movie stars, even if they're completely miscast. But that's the only thing which is going to get people into the cinema, where you have the big names.
To be fair, it worked out.
It works out. People are enjoying it as well. So
I mean, say anything you want about the film, but like Margot Robbie knows how to make a buck. Like, holy cow, she produced Barbie and she produced this. And she's very hands-on in the development of these things. This film has had its finger on the pulse of what people want to watch, you know?
Yeah, I think so.
That's where I disagreed, because I read an article about that this is the zeitgeist of online, of people being too much online. I'm like, no, I think because I feel there's lots of misjudging with the new generation. That's why I said I still feel that it's very disrespectful that you remove the nuance as if the new generation will not get nuance. There were a couple of young audience viewers over there, and I was also noticing how they were reacting to it. And they had some really mature takes, like for ones which I disagreed, but I appreciate is like, there's too much sex in this. There's too much sex and there's no eroticism in it.
So it's interesting, in the book there's no sex between...
No, it's unrequited love.
That's interesting, because it's almost like the director is saying, this is what I wished happened.
Yes, she did say that. She did say that actually in one of the interviews. Because I felt that in a lot of the interviews, Fennell was trying to justify the film.
There was a moment where it's like, oh shit, this is quite sexy. Where's the moment where he holds her hand and covers her eyes?
Yeah,
that was
one of the best scenes in the film.
That's one of the best scenes. I felt a stirring in my spirit.
And the opening scene.
It's a strong opening by the way she merits sex and death.
But where was that in the film?
Exactly.
Where was the death?
I almost feel Nosferatu is hitting on this more than this movie.
100%.
And Nosferatu is an even more erotic movie.
And even more erotic. The final scene in Nosferatu. Oof.
So what did you really like from the film? What did you take away?
What I like. So on a technical level, I enjoyed it.
What didn't you like about the soundtrack? Because when you said the soundtrack really...
No, if you're going to give me an anachronistic soundtrack, it has to be very good. And whenever I could hear Charlie XCX singing, I just looked at my wife and we both cringed.
I know nothing about Charlie XCX.
I don't mind her. I like
the
her
music. I thought was fantastic.
Is that Wuthering Heights, really?
It felt like the Mosaic.
There was the montage of the sex scene was a bit like,
oh God.
But you know what I'd like about Emerald Fennell? She's not afraid of tackiness. What people would consider bad taste.
Maybe she should be a bit more afraid.
No, but I admire that. She embraces garishness. Like, which other director would have a sequence of two characters, like in Promising Young Woman, singing the song of Paris Hilton?
Like, that scene was not cringe for me. when Bo Burnham and Kerry Mulligan dance together. It was a very sweet scene.
Plus, tonally, it fits.
It fits.
When you think about the whole film, tonally, it fits.
And it stands in stark contrast to what happens towards the end as well. So,
Did you like the ending?
I think I liked it. It was a bit hemmed in, but I liked it.
Because I know a lot of people hated the ending.
I love the ending.
I love the ending as well. No, I love absolutely.
I really loved Promising Young Woman. I mean, that's like, that movie is bang up my street in terms of its tone, its dark humor.
And Saltburn, same thing with Saltburn.
I haven't
love
seen
Saltburn. I really enjoyed Saltburn.
You didn't see Saltburn? It's a fun film.
And Barry Keoghan carries the film.
Not without its issues, but I much prefer Saltburn to Wuthering Heights.
Yeah, so I've really enjoyed both of her films, both of her previous films.
I really enjoyed this one. It's just, I can't say I love it because I was feeling like, because of that fundamental lack of chemistry. Take this movie, for example. I didn't like it, but Superman.
You hate The Last Superman.
I'm not a comic book guy. It's clearly made for comic book fans.
I loved it.
But like, there's one thing that I really liked in that movie. David Cornsworth and Rachel Brosnahan, when they're making out in that film, you think, holy shit, get a room. Electric chemistry, man.
There was an issue, actually, because James Gunn yelled cut, and she kept kissing him.
Yeah.
I didn't feel the garishness in this movie to be playful. And
This film was so playful.
No.
It had such a dark sense of humor.
I think it was unintentional.
Like
because
the opening, the very
I'm
opening.
going to disagree with you on this. I think the tone was very intentionally humorous.
Dark humor, okay.
At least in the first half. The better half, in my opinion. I don't know what you think. I think the first half was a much better film.
I was never bored. I think it had a consistent tone.
It is too long, eh? I felt it long. It's like,
honestly,
it's like throughout the first half. Wait, where's the intermission? We're not having the intermission?
Look, I'm the guy who always finds movies too long. I didn't find this one too long at all. I enjoyed it. But again, I get a kick out of dark humor and stuff like that.
No, dark humor is fine. Again, it's like, I don't mind the dark humor and playing with form and stuff. But
the opening, that is Emerald Fennell saying this is what the movie is going to be like.
Yeah, but it's not.
Because
it's not.
But there's that opening bit where you have on black hearing the sounds of like moaning, and you think it's a sex scene, and then we cut and we realize it's a man hanging.
Yes.
Which is brilliant.
That's a brilliant piece, because she knows exactly what people are coming in expecting. And she's gonna pull the rug from under you.
But she doesn't deliver. She doesn't deliver.
When the whole second half of the film is all them having sex. If she portrayed the story in the book, which is this lustful relationship which is never consumed, that's where death takes over from that, sin and lustfulness of it all.
And even the way she portrays BDSM here, there's no chemistry. Even with Isabella, there's no chemistry. Yeah. In the scene, I was like, "W consent?" Because he went up to her, he's like, "I'm gonna be this, and this. Shall I continue?"
Yeah.
As far as I read, where BDSM relationships go, there is a clear delineation of boundaries. That the couple in love, if they're going to embark on a BDSM relationship, there's still a certain sense of dignity between them. But the dignity was completely stripped away. Still makes sense in the realm of the book, I feel like.
So there's none of this in the book of her like a dog?
No, there's no barking. No. What he does do, however, is kill a cat, I believe it was a cat, and nail, or a dog.
A dog.
And nail the dog on the wall.
Jesus.
Yeah. I mean, that's Heathcliff in the book. The Heathcliff in the film was pretty much a hero, no?
Yeah. No.
Kind of like an anti-hero.
He was a very cruel guy.
Is he?
He learns the cruelty. He learns the cruelty.
He comes back with the sole mission of making her miserable with jealousy.
But who pushed him there? I mean, I'm not excusing his cruelty. Who pushed him there to begin with?
Yeah. But was he really cruel? Did you see him as cruel in the film?
I don't think Jacob Elordi played him with the gravitas that makes him feel really dark and dangerous, and I think that's maybe a flaw of casting. He doesn't exude danger. But yeah.
Do tell, darling. What doesn't he exude?
Shall we give it our final ratings?
Oh boy.
Over 5.
This is going to be a bit harsh, and I'm going to give it a 1.5 out of 5. Yeah.
At first it was a 2.5, but I deducted it to 2. Because the saving grace of this movie are the looks, the set design. Taking the form in individual parts, it's great, but then when you put them together, it really doesn't work out. And it's a misfire from Emerald Fennell, I have to say, unfortunately.
I'd go 4 on 5. Listen,
My God.
I don't have the bias of having loved the book. What I will say is that I always admire films where I see a clear vision from a director. This is 100% an Emerald Fennell film. Like, you can feel this is exactly what she had in her mind. And I always admire films that go for a swing. And this really swings.
In a sense, she said, this is the movie I imagined when I was 14 years old. Yeah. And it does what it says on the tin.
This is like you read the book late at night, eat a lot of cheese while you're reading it, and then have a dream about the book.
Blue cheese.
Yeah. That's what it feels like. It's like a late night cheese dream. I'm really glad that it made a lot of money because we need more auteurs in the cinema again.
And you were going to mention author theory.
Yeah.
I don't think authors should be dealing with such books, in my opinion.
And with the cheese, shall we wrap up
Yes.
and make a sweet kebab?
Yes.
Darling, this was Kritikarti film review, brought to you by yours truly, Franco Elordi.
Thank you so much for joining us. Which is my camera? Wait, which is my
That's your
close-up?
camera.
Oh, that's
that's
my
fine.
close-up? Okay, I've been looking at that.
I've been looking there all the
Okay.
time.
That's my close-up. All right. Thank you so much for joining us. Tell us what you think of Wuthering Heights. Did the heights wither to your liking or not?
She wanted it, but
I mean, my heights were well and truly watered by this film.
I wanted to jump off some heights.
And join us for our next review, where we'll be blue body paint for Avatar.
Oh, God.
no, not Avatar. Suggest a movie that we should watch
true.
next.
Suggestions in the comments.
See you guys.
See you guys.
See ya.
Thanks for watching. Oh my God, this wig is a nightmare.